the pensions got over the buy-to-let property. Would the buy-to-let property beat it? Well, maybe it would, but it's a heck of a handicap it's carrying.
Yeah, okay, Rob, there you go. More calls coming in a moment. LBC, I'm Clive Bull, 9:46.
From the LBC Travel Centre, good evening, I'm Andy Lake. While London Overground services are suspended between South Tottenham and Barking from today until September, that's all for engineering works. They did have delays from Liverpool Street to Chingford after a train broke down earlier on this evening, but this has finally returned to normal once again now. All looking a lot better for the A13 East Ham and Barking bypass as well. The camper van had broken down eastbound in the inside lane, but all lanes have now reopened and any delays caused by this have now eased tonight. In Brentford, Ealing Road is blocked because of an issue with the level crossing. The barriers are stuck up, and in Dalston, Shuckerwell Lane's been blocked by an accident at Arcola Street. Keep your updates coming, there's more travel here on LBC through the night.
LBC. I used to think somebody should help make sure we've got homes for young families.
I used to think that somebody should help protect our favourite spaces.
I used to think somebody should help preserve the things that make our area special.
Until I realised I am the somebody. So I started a neighbourhood plan, which allows us to shape the future of our area. Make a plan, make a difference. Go to neighbourhoodplanning.org.
It's a beautiful thing when little things come together. Life is in the details. The new Volvo V40R design with adaptive digital display, 4 hammer headlights and 17-inch diamond cut alloys. Now all this and more from just $259 a month, including maintenance, with Volvo car leasing with an initial rental of £259.
4-year contract hire agreement offer ends June 30th, subject to status. Mileage and return conditions apply. Optional maintenance covers routine servicing, tyres, replacing parts and repairs due to fair wear and tear. Visit volvocars.co.uk for more details.
Book a test drive today at your nearest Volvo showroom.
Get on the ladder with Galliard from under £200,000. Only 17 minutes by rail from London Paddington. Skyline is half a mile from Slough Station and Crossrail from 2019, connecting direct to Bond Street in only 32 minutes. These brand new Studio 1 and 2 bed apartments are in a landmark building only a 5-minute walk from High Street shopping. Exchange on the day with only £2,000 and rely on our Brexit release clause. Your money back guarantee if we leave Europe. To buy from under £200,000, visit our 3-day sales launch at 5 p.m. from Thursday the 9th of June at 292 High Street, Slough. Call 0203 770 6300 or visit galliardhomes.com. That's galliardhomes.com. Terms and conditions apply.
British Gas brings you the Great British Summertime Boiler Sale. While we can't be sure about the weather, you'll certainly get £400 scrappage off a new boiler when you book an appointment before the 31st of July. You'll also get our brand new 5-year British Gas warranty. Don't miss out. Visit britishgas.co.uk or call 0800 754 754 before the 31st of July and you'll get £400 scrappage come rain or shine. Conditions apply.
Coming up at 10 on LBC, Ian Collins.
Today marks the first day of Ramadan. It's the longest for over 30 years. Muslims are not alone, of course. Christians and Lent, Hindus and the 11th day, Jews and Yom Kippur. The list goes on. But what is the point of religious abstention? What does it actually achieve?
Leading Britain's conversation, Ian Collins. This evening from 10 on LBC.
Ian will be here at 10. Right now we're talking pensions in the Money Hour. Alan Hyam is here from pensionschamp.com. And let's go to Stephen Chiswick. Hello, Steve.
Oh, hello there. Thanks for taking my call. Appreciate that. One or two questions regarding my forthcoming pension. I'm 64, 65 in August. I've got a pension pot of about 80k, and what I want to know is, should I take it now as I'm still working, and hopefully health permitting should do so for the next 4 or 5 years, and if I do take the 25%, should I get an annuity with that, or something called drawback, whatever that is, or drawdown I think it is, and as part of that, I want to know, does the annuity die when I do, so will my wife continue to get it when I'm gone or not? They're the things.
Good questions.
Well, where to start with all that one, Steve? So you're going to carry on working, and so the first thing I have to say to you, that your pension might say it's paid at 65, but you can choose when to take it. You don't have to take it at 65 if you don't want to. You can just leave it there and let it grow. You can even continue to contribute to it, and you can wait until you are actually retired. And there are some advantages of doing that, because 3/4 of that pension is going to be subject to income tax when you draw it. So if you're drawing from your pension whilst you're earning, then you're going to probably pay much more tax on that pension withdrawal than if you waited until you were retired. So, paying more tax is generally not a good thing. On the flip side, do you have anything else that you would be relying on for income other than this 80,000 pension pot and the state pension after you stop work?
I've got savings in bonds which are tied up for 2 or 3 years, but I could take those if I needed to. Well, they'll be free to take in 2 and 3 years' time. So no, there'll be nothing else, but I might be able to work for another 5 years. I'm self-employed.
That's right. Well, good. Well, I hope you can, because I remember when my mum reached retirement age, and she had, I think it was now about 40,000 in her pension, and initially Mum thought she was really, really wealthy. £40,000 was a lot of money, but it actually only translated into a relatively low income when you work it out how much it's going to pay for the rest of your life. And so 80,000, annuity rates at the moment are around about 5% at age 60, so in round numbers that would provide you with an income of £4,000 a year, and that wouldn't go up with inflation, and that wouldn't pay a pension to your wife, Steve. It would just be 5,000. The most, I don't know what the state will pay you, but it might well be only 8,000. So you may only have 13,000 to live on in terms of the pension, and I dare say you're probably earning more than that at the moment. So to live off just 13,000 a year plus some savings is probably not appealing. If that sounds like the reality for you, you may therefore be much better off leaving your pension intact until you're older. It's grown a bit more. Annuity rates pay out more the older you are, because simply speaking you've got less long to live. And when you do come to retire, perhaps you say 5 years time in your early 70s, then maybe the numbers will start to add up. Your state pension, you could defer that for a year or two, or you could draw it and use the income that's surplus to your day-to-day needs to save more into a pension. But it sounds to me, Steve, as though you'll probably feel when you do the maths that you'll need to leave your pension pot for now and make a decision, closer to age 70 about drawing it then. So then the question of whether you buy one of these annuities or not really just depends on your own personal preference. You can buy an annuity that will cover your wife. You could buy an annuity that will be guaranteed to give you your money back if you die within the first 20 or 30 years of the policy. The new style annuities are all very flexible, and they pay out in a lot more circumstances than they used to do. The benefit of an annuity is that it pays a guaranteed income for life, and you may value that security with only the state pension to call upon, but it doesn't pay an attractive looking rate. So if you wanted to have the flexibility to maybe spend more of the £80,000 up front when you're still sort of fit and vibrant and healthy, and enjoy yourself for a few years and then live off less in your later life, you may prefer to leave it in what's called a drawdown, where you can draw a bit more from it to start off with, and then you'll scale back your income in later life and settle for a lower standard of living. But I think those are choices you probably should keep under review and make closer to the time when you're coming to draw the money.
Okay, thank you, Steve. Joe in Bermondsey. Hello, Joe.
Hello, good evening, guys.
Evening. What's your question?
Well, the question is, I have a private pension, and I inquired about it to transfer to a bank account in the Irish Republic, and they said it's under £80 a month, but they said that it would be £17 they would charge me to transfer it to over there, and I thought that was a bit steep. Would that be...
What's your question?
Is that a bit steep, that charging me £17 to just transfer it's only £80 a month, and £17 out of that to transfer it to an Irish bank account.
They want to charge £17 a month?
To transfer it every month.
Oh, I see.
So is this really a question that you've asked your bank? Your pension's paying into your bank account, which is presumably a UK bank account, and you'd like the money moved from your UK bank to your Irish bank, or have you said to the pension company, look, I've got a new bank account, it's in the Republic of Ireland, please pay it over there instead of to the UK one?
Yeah, no, I did. I said that, but they said they would do that, but they'd charge me £17 a month to transfer it over.
And is that the pension company saying that, or the bank?
Yeah, the pension company said that, yeah.
£17 a month extra to pay.
£17 a month out of the £80 for to transfer it.
It sounds too high, doesn't it? I've not come across this situation before, Joe, to be honest, and I think what you have to do with these is you have to look at what type of pension it is, and you have to see whether those charges are first allowed under the contract. So I'd ask them some tough questions. I'd say, on what basis are you going to charge me that amount of money? And make the point that it's such a big chunk of your monthly payment, and see where having a complaint gets to you.
All right, let's squeeze in a quick question from Steve in Streatham. Hello, Steve. Go ahead.
Hello, good evening. I'll be as brief as possible.
Okay.
I've been paying national insurance for 40 years. I'm now coming up to retirement. I got a letter from the Department of Work and Pensions saying that I'd like to make a claim. I said yes, and they told me that because I have contracted to one or two private pensions, I'm not entitled to the full 155. I'm only entitled to 144, which translates to a loss of £500 a year.
Right.
And I said, I want to know why. I'm going to make a claim. Why are you doing this to me?
Okay, well, the answer to that, Steve, is when they changed the state pension in April this year, they collapsed two tiers of the state pension to one. There's the basic state pension, which pays out about £120 a week, and the additional state pension, which pays a variable amount depending on your earnings. And they crunched all that together to the single flat rate of £155. But because you have been in a company pension scheme that has opted you out of the second tier of the state pension at some point, you don't have a full entitlement to a second tier state pension, so they are making a deduction for the years that you were not in the state system. During that period of time, you would have paid reduced rate national insurance contributions, or had the national insurance contributions diverted into your pension fund. So they are being fair with you, but it probably doesn't feel like that, and there's a full explanation on my website, which I think, take the time to read it. It won't give you any more money, but it might at least explain it.
Okay, I hope that helps, Steve. Thank you very much for that, and everyone else, if we didn't get to your call, pop on to Alan's website, have a look, pensionschamp.com. Alan, thank you very much indeed.
Thanks very much, Clive.
Leading Britain's conversation at 1, it's Darren Adam, but next on LBC, Ian Collins.
The advice in this hour is for guidance only. You should always seek your own independent financial opinion.
Here's the thing, being addicted to shopping is apparently as dangerous as being addicted to drugs. Experts are warning that the problem is on the rise. We'll look at that one a little later. Swiss voters have overwhelmingly rejected the idea of a basic wage. Now, the plan would have seen all citizens given over £1,700 a month, regardless of whether they worked or not. I'm struggling to see why anyone would think this was a good idea. But can you see the merits? And today is the first day of Ramadan, the longest Ramadan for over 30 years. Muslims are not alone. Christians and Lent, Hindus on the 11th day, Jews and Yom Kippur. But what is the point of religious abstention? What does it actually achieve? Lines are open now, 0345 6060 973.
FM, online, on your mobile, and on digital radio. Leading Britain's conversation. This is LBC.
From Global's newsroom at 10 o'clock, Westminster City Council's Cabinet has tonight agreed to decommission the authority's current CCTV network of 75 cameras from this September. LBC's Ros Unwin has more.
The council says there are many other pressures on its budget and it wants to put more funds into its frontline services. It argues providing CCTV is not legally required, and evidence that the footage plays a significant role in preventing crime and improving safety is limited. Transport for London and private businesses operate many cameras in the city, which Westminster says won't be affected by its decision.
A string of potential terror plots during Euro 2016 have been thwarted just days before the football tournament kicks off in France. Ukrainian authorities say a Frenchman had been buying up a haul of weapons and planned to target several different buildings. International security consultant Oliver Guetta.
Euro 16 is going to be one of the most secure events in history in terms of the manpower that has been deployed. What I'm concerned at this point is not the game per se at the stadium, but what they call the fan zones set up in 10 cities around France, which I think could be very problematic in terms of security and of potentially a terrorist sneaking into those fan zones.
One of Britain's most prolific paedophiles has been given 22 life sentences after admitting to abusing hundreds of Malaysian children. Richard Huckle from Kent targeted and groomed his young victims over a 9-year period. Extra police are on duty in Edinburgh. It's after a 7-year-old girl was attacked in South Queensferry. Detectives are looking for a teenage boy in connection with the assault on Friday afternoon. Police have been given more time to question a man arrested yesterday in connection with the murder of a man in Suffolk. Peter Stewart's body was found in Woodland on Friday. His wife is still missing. A mum whose child fell into a gorilla enclosure at Cincinnati Zoo, leading to the endangered animal being shot dead, won't face police charges. Hundreds of thousands of people have signed a petition calling for the parents to be prosecuted, but no charges will be brought as prosecutor Joe Dieters says the boy just scampered off into the enclosure.
If you don't believe a 3-year-old can scamper away so quickly, you've never had kids. They just do that sometimes. And I just think we're lucky that the zoo did what they had to do.
And LBC's weather, slightly overcast tonight with some rain coming in from the north. From Global's newsroom for LBC, I'm Zora Suleiman.
Leading Britain's conversation. This is LBC Late Nights with Ian Collins. Call 0345 6060 973. Text 84850. Tweet at LBC.
Here it is. Good evening. Yes, hello everybody. Welcome. Late Night LBC, and coming up later.
It doesn't matter whether I have 100 euros in my purse or whether I have €1. I need to go into a shop and spend that money. Basically, I think if I don't get my own way, I will throw a tantrum.
Shopping addicts as dangerous apparently as drug addicts. We'll look at that one a bit later on. Plus this.
With open borders, it's a total impossibility. If you would offer every individual a Swiss amount of money, you would have billions of people who would try to move.